Lesson 25, GST Registers. In this chapter, we will discuss about sale register, purchase register, supply outward register, supply inward register, GSTR 2A register, and GSTR 2B register. So, first of all, we'll go to display GST reports, GST registers. Under this, you can see there are various GST registers appearing like sale register, purchase register. So, we will discuss all of them one by one, starting with sale register. Sale register display details of all the sale return transactions. On selecting the sale register option, a message box is appearing which is asking you want to generate sale register for local transaction, central transactions or combined, that is for both local and central transactions. So we are here selecting the combined option. Then it is asking sale register to be shown bill wise, HSN code wise, item wise. Basically, the data will remain same. It is the format, that is how you want to view the sale register, bill wise, HSN code wise, or item wise. So we are here selecting the bill wise option. You can select any option as per your requirement. Then it is asking register to be shown for B2B, that is business to business transactions, B2C, business to consumer transactions, or both B2B and B2C, that is you want to view both B2B and B2C transactions in the register. So we are selecting the both B2B and B2C option. Next, a sales register window is appearing in which first of all we'll select the voucher series, vouchers belonging to which will be shown in the register. Then account master range, starting date, ending date, that is the date range for which we want to generate the report. Consider sale return, specify yes in this data field if you want to include sales return transactions also in the report. If you specify no in this data field, then only the sales transaction will be shown. Then is show address of parties accounts. Specify Y in this data field if you want to view parties address also in the report. Click OK button. On clicking the OK button, a sales register window is appearing which is showing complete details like bill number, name of the dealer, GSTIN, sale type, bill amount, IGST, CGST, SGST taxable amount, and IGST, CGST, SGST tax amount, as we have generated this report for both local and central transaction. Next is purchase register. Purchase register display details of all the purchase return transactions. On selecting this option, a purchase register message box is appearing in which you have to specify you want to view local transactions, central transactions or combined, that is both local and central. Then you want to view register bill wise, HSN code wise or item wise, and then you want to view purchase register for B2B, B2C or both B2B and B2C transaction. So we are selecting the both B2B and B2C option. Then a purchase register window is appearing in which first of all we'll select the voucher series, then specify the account master range, specify the starting date, ending date, then is consider purchase return, specify yes in this data field if you want to view purchase return transactions also in the report. Then is show address of parties accounts. If you specify yes in this data field, then party's address will also be shown in the report. Next option is consider voucher date, purchase bill date, V oblique P. If you specify V in this data field, then voucher date, that is the date as specified in the header of the voucher, will be considered. If you specify P in this data field, then purchase bill date, that is the date as specified in the GST reporting details window that appear in the voucher, will be shown. Basically, this means supplier's purchase bill date will be considered for generating report. Click OK button. On clicking the OK button, a purchase register window is appearing which is showing complete details. If you have specified no in the consider purchase return option, then only the purchase transactions will appear in the report. Next is supply outward register. Supply outward register displays details of sale return transaction as per GSTR1. That is, this report shows the details of supplies outward as required under GSTR1. On selecting this option, this is asking you want to generate report for all parties, one party or one GSTI. One GSTIN option is useful when a party has multiple branches and GSTIN of all the branches is similar. So you want to generate report for a particular GSTIN, that is all the branches in which this particular GSTIN or all the parties in which this particular GSTIN is specified will be considered for generating report. Then specify the starting date, ending date. Accounts to be shown by select section. All the sections of the supply outward registers are appearing in the list. You can select the required option for which you want to generate the report, or you can select the all option to generate report for all the sections. Then is show invalid entries only. Specify yes in this data field if you want to view invalid entries only. That is, only those transactions will be displayed in the report in which there is some error, that is, data is not correct as required under GSTR1 report. Show quantity details. Specify yes in this data field if you want to view item quantity details as entered in the voucher. Then is show exempt NR, ZR entries and taxable invoice separately. On specifying yes in this data field, exempt, nil rated, zero rated entries in a voucher will appear under nil rated, exempted, and non GST section. Otherwise, they will be displayed in B2B invoice section. This is required in case of multi tax voucher where different tax rate entries are there in a particular voucher. Thus, with this option, you can view taxable entries of a particular voucher under B2B invoice section and exempt nil rated, zero rated entries under their respective head. Next, click OK button. On clicking the OK button, a supply outward register window is appearing, which is showing error description if any, GSTR1 section, GSTR3B section, party, GSTIN or UIN, place of supply, document number, document date, invoice value, invoice date, taxable value, tax rate, IGST, CGST, SGST, cess amount, if any. Next is supply inward register. Supply inward register display details of purchase return transactions as per GSTR2. That is, this report shows the details of supply inward as required under GSTR2. On selecting this option, this is asking you want to generate report for all parties, one party or one GSTI. Then specify the date range, then specify V if you want to consider voucher date or P if you want to consider purchase bill date. Then account to be shown by select section, select the required section or you can select the all option to view report for all the sections. Then is include expenses not liable to RCM daily limit. Specify Y in this data field to include RCM expenses which are below daily limit, that is 5,000. Include expenses not liable to RCM, not applicable. Specify Y in this data field to include expenses in which RCM nature is set to not applicable. Show invalid entries only. Specify Y in this data field if you want to view invalid entries only. That is, only those transactions will be displayed in the report in which there is some error, or we can say data is not correct as required under GSTR2 report. Show quantity details. Specify yes in this data field to view item quantity details, and then is show exempt NR, ZR entries and taxable invoice separately. If you specify yes in this data field, then exempt, nil rated and zero rated entries will appear under nil rated, exempted and non GST section. Otherwise, they will be displayed in B2B invoice section if these are used in a particular multi-tax voucher. Click OK button. On clicking the OK button, a supply inward register window is appearing which is showing complete details. Here also first column is error description, then is GSTR2 section, GSTR3B section, party, GSTIN UIN, place of supply, document number, document date, invoice value, taxable value, tax rates, IGST, CGST, SGST, cess if any, ITC eligibility. So all these details are shown in supply inward register. Next is GSTR2A register. GSTR2A register displays details of GSTR2A downloaded from GST portal. GSTR2A is auto-generated by GST portal on the basis of GSTR1 filed by your suppliers. On selecting this option, this is asking you want to generate report party wise or voucher wise. You can select the required option. Next, GSTR2A register window with various report options. Here, first you need to specify the month range for which you want to generate the report. Then is show only filed vouchers. Specify Y in this data field if you want to view those vouchers only for which GSTR1 has been filed. If you specify no, then both submitted and filed vouchers will be shown. Then select section as per your requirement. You can select all option also, and then is exclude RCM entries. If you specify yes in this data field, then RCM entries will not be included in the report. Click OK button. On clicking the OK button, a GSTR 2A register window is appearing, which is showing complete details like GSTIN party, number of records, taxable amount, total tax amount. If you press enter key on a particular entry, then you can further view its details. Our next report is now GSTR 2B register. GSTR 2B register and GSTR 2A register are totally similar, with only difference is that GSTR 2B register shows records that are filed timely. Basically, GSTR 2B register displays only those vouchers which are filed before the due date, whereas GSTR 2A register displays all the vouchers irrespective of their due date, that is, all the vouchers that are filed, whether they are filed before their due date or after their due date. But GSTR 2B register displays only those vouchers which are filed before the due date. Vouchers which are filed after the due date will be reflected in the next month or next quarter. On selecting the GSTR 2B register option, this is asking you want to generate report party wise or voucher wise. You can select the required option, and then a GSTR 2B register window is appearing with various report options. Here you need to specify the month range, then select the section. Then in the exclude RCM entries, you can specify yes if you do not want to include RCM entries in the report, and click OK button. On clicking the OK button, a GSTR 2B register window is appearing, which is showing complete details, GSTIN party, number of records, taxable amount, total tax amount, IGST, CGST, SGST amount, cess amount if any. So this is the complete GSTR 2B register. This is all we have to discuss in this particular chapter. At the end of the chapter, we have provided certain exercise. You can view the exercise on screen and attempt it. Hope after going through this chapter, all the GST registers are clear to you. Thanks for watching. For more videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel.